I'll give them a little bit of economic aid. If I improve their economy, they'll be able to easily fund themselves in pretty much anything. But I'm only going to give them like 300 in economic aid. And here I shall give them 100, I think. I don't have much in the way of humanitarian aid to hand out to people, for whatever reason. It's mostly military aid that I have the ability to hand out to people. What about nuclear aid, huh? I've got quite a bit of that I could hand out. I'm never going to hand it out. I will never give people nuclear aid, ever. I will do everything into my power to ensure that the only nations with nuclear capabilities are essentially going to be the US, Russia, and the few people who manage to slip through the net and gain access to it, which is probably only going to be European nations. Let's go and talk to South Korea. Here, initiate cultural exchange. How do you guys feel about that, huh? They're okay with it. It's a 65 to 75% chance of success. What about North Korea? Probably not even gonna try. Just out of curiosity. Yeah. They really don't want to. 27 to 37. Just figured I'd try, because you never know. Maybe they would care. I figured they probably wouldn't, but hey, maybe they would. Nope. Advice. 95 to 100 with the UK. Let's do it. Trying to select Ireland. Initiate cultural exchange with Ireland. 95 to 100. Let's do it. France, huh? France. How do you feel about teaching me about wine, snails, and frog? They don't really want to teach me about wine, snails, and frog. Yeah. Good. Italy accepted, which improves my quality of life. Somalia needs to improve its quality of life, which is going to happen, that I can assure you. Oh, fail. Okay, Spain is interested in teaching me about whatever is in Spain. Portugal. How do you feel about teaching me about Portugal? And how you do things? They're okay with it. 95 to 100% chance of success. Saudi Arabia, out of curiosity. I'm not expecting a huge chance of success. 40 to 50. Not gonna do it. Because if I don't succeed, my popularity will drop, and my popularity is already low. Cultural exchange programs with Canada. How do they feel? They accept. Awesome. That's nice. Something between these two nations here. Oh god, the music is butchered. Intelligence has reported that Algeria has improved their diplomatic relations with Niger. Good for them. Mexico, how do you feel like teaching me about Mexico? Initiate cultural exchange, 70 to 80% chance. We can try it. Australia, cultural exchange with Japan, yep. They accepted, awesome. Australia. Teach me about shrimp on the bob. Oh, they'll do it. Awesome. Thank you. And yes, I'm just kind of throwing out stereotypes to an extent. New Zealand, I don't know anything about New Zealand personally, so whatever. in that case, because I'm not going to go and try to figure out real quick about New Zealand to say something there. I didn't when it came to Spain or Portugal or Mexico, so Indonesia doesn't really want to teach me about Indonesia. Oh, Vietnam. No, no, come on. Come on. Okay, I'll just zoom in on Cambodia and then try to select Vietnam, because Vietnam is such a tiny little spot of land when looking at the world map. That's a pain. There we go. How do they feel about teaching me about Vietnam? Not so much. Not actually surprised by that. I kind of expected that one. What about Papua New Guinea? Not so much. Malaysia. How do you feel about teaching me about Malaysia? Yeah, we can try. The Philippines will probably accept. Initiate cultural exchange. What can you tell me about? No, well, 75 to 85. We can try. Oh, what's happening? What's so big, game? Intelligence has reported that Iraq has issued a statement strongly condemning Kuwait. Kuwait will, within the next few days, issue one back to Iraq. Iraq will then, a few days later, issue one to Israel. Israel will not issue one back, surprisingly. I would have expected that. And then in July, late July, Iraq will then have a small military buildup. And then in August, I think it's about mid-August, maybe late August, so there goes Kuwait issuing one back to Iraq. In like mid-late August, Iraq will then have a large military buildup, and then the Gulf War will start up. So Iraq has issued, or has received a report that Iraq issued a statement strongly condemning Kuwait. Oh, okay, so Iraq decided to send one right back to Kuwait again. I guess the game's going to be slightly different than how it was before. Yeah, no, that place is still freaking hell on Earth right now. Popularity at 33%. I'm pretty sure it was already at 33% game. I kind of want to go ahead and install a new government into Somalia. But I don't know, because if I do that, Somalia is going to have to take care of itself completely, and honestly, I don't think it's going to be capable of doing so. Because I don't think this game has the concept of puppet regimes and whatnot. So, Ireland accepted. And I've never really looked too much at the Caribbean in this game. How does it do the Caribbean out of curiosity? Okay, Puerto Rico is treated as its own independent sort of area that's considered a portion of the United States. So, initiate cultural exchange. I'll notify the proper agencies. Okay. Cultural exchange program with Australia. What do you want? Yeah, they accepted. Awesome. Awesome. Good, good, good. It's always a good thing when they accept. So then I guess I'll initiate cultural exchange with Somalia. Wow. Really? 35 to 45% chance of success. You see, funny thing is, I'm realistically negotiating with myself, so I don't know why it lists Somalia as if it's independent. They're worried about their government, nuclear threat, and military threats, and actually pretty high up on the world standing. Well, you're not going to get much world standing as Somalia, considering you're not independent. And those two guys are now improving relations again, I think. No, they initiated a cultural exchange program between themselves. Okay. Let's send some humanitarian aid, or economic aid to myself, essentially. I can't give them 5,000, because I've only got a little bit. I shall give them 600 million. Nope. I keep going past it. There we go. And now I shall give them a bunch of humanitarian aid. Let's go with 400. Oh, went past it. Fail. There we go. Intelligence aid. Sure, why not? I'll give them what they want, just a little bit extra on top of that, just to round it out. Military aid. I'd be sending military aid essentially to myself. The Soviet Union has actually given me essentially humanitarian or military aid by giving money to Somalia, which is no longer an independent nation. Yeah, I wonder if they realize that or not. Probably not. Let's give them 2,000. Yeah, why not? Can always use more military aid to essentially my colonies. Because hey, it's 1990. Why don't I make some colonies? Trying to avoid going past it at least too much. There we go. And no nuclear aid to my colonies. There we go. Their world's military influence went down. Which is actually kind of funny. But their gross national product went up. Their quality of life ever so slightly went up by 0.3020%. To where now it is at 5.9807%. That's really low. My quality of life actually is down. I need to improve my quality of life in my own nation, which apparently happens by giving other nations money. It's legit, apparently, so yeah. And I don't think I want to give anything to Ethiopia. Diplomatic relations with Japan, for whatever reason, is happening after. They accepted. Awesome. My quality of life went up, their quality of life went up. Everyone's happy now. Cultural exchange with France. They accepted. Good. What are people worried about in the US, real quick, out of curiosity game? Nuclear threat, primarily, which is absolutely understandable, followed ever so slightly by the economy. Slightly, well, not really ever so slightly between nuclear threat and the economy. They're mostly worried about the nuclear threat, followed by the economy. Slightly below that is military threats, and slightly below that is world standing. Cultural exchange with New Zealand. They accepted. Good, that'll improve quality of life. South Korea cultural exchange programs. Rejected. Well, screw them. Should leave them be for now. Oh, Italy's doing something with me. What does Italy want? They are offering more peaceful relations. Shall we accept? Sure. I don't feel like needing to kill Italy. At least not anytime soon.